3, 2, 1, and we're live.
Hey, good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. Voice of Rural America. It is Monday, October 2nd. It's a little cool outside. Everybody's got a jacket on. You're looking for your long sleeve shirts this morning opposed to those short sleeve. Maybe you spent the weekend getting some of those sweatshirts out. You know, in the mornings, I don't know exactly where I'm going on some days on a show, and on some days I don't know exactly what direction I want to go in. And I get up and I turn on the news. So I got up my dog got up at 2:30, and I didn't know why my dog wanted to go outside because I don't have any campaign signs in my yard for anybody to steal. I don't have any campaign signs in my yard for anybody to vandalize. So I was wondering, what did the dog need to go out for? Maybe the bear are moving. But anyhow, I about 3:15, I get up and I go to my phone and I hit the news app that I look at for national news. And I start seeing 20 dead in mass shooting in Las Vegas at 3:15 this morning on my phone. And I say that's not true. And I start reading some of the highlights and our headlines on it. And then as we air the show, and we're going to keep track of that during the show this morning, 50 dead, 200 injured in a shooting from, is it the 23rd floor or the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay in Vegas. Thank you, Richie. Hotel. Jason Aldean concert outside. Now, you can rest assured, and I mean that facetiously, that the media is doing everything they can to solve this case immediately. You know, Minka Brzezinski should be taken off the air, but obviously that's not going to happen. MSNBC made it about 10 minutes in before guns, semi-automatic, fully automatic submachine guns, multiple weapons in the room. Minka Brzezinski said, didn't seem to be a trained shooter. I mean, just anyhow. Started going into the details on firearms. They're already bringing the specialists in. So I just ask everybody to be cautious today. I know some people are glued to this on your TVs. You're absolutely glued to it. But be very cautious of where the media is going to take this. This is all brand new this morning. Every channel, there's no one exempt from NBC, Fox, CBS, ABC. They're all trying to be the first on this. Just be careful on the direction they take this in, and we will wait. We will wait here for some developments, and we'll just stay focused on. We woke up with 50 people dead and 200 injured this morning. Oh, okay. Anyhow, let's brighten things up because let's brighten things up a little bit this Monday morning. Let's get the week started off right, if at possible. I know we're a nation that is very shocked right now by the news and the events that have taken place overnight in Las Vegas. But with all of the protests going on, with all of the NFL protests, I guess one team took a knee in London. It was a London game. One team took a knee, 3 players or something, for the national anthem and stood for, God Save the Queen or whatever. So one high school took it on itself to show the world, but NFL, how to honor our flag. You have that video, Richie? Run that video. Friday Night Lights, high school, fanning rebels. Jason Banks, the director of Team FYN Sports. Jason Banks, the director of Team FYN Sports. That was his video Friday night, Fannin Rebels versus Greater Atlanta Christian. He will be with us at 8:30. We'll have our Monday morning quarterback segment at 8:30. He'll be with us, and we're gonna talk about that one. We're going to talk about that one with Jason Banks. But that's how you enter a football field at high school and the Fannin Rebels in North Georgia. And we want to thank those guys. Now, Wednesday night we have Rebel Wrap-Up. That'll be at 7 o'clock. Rebel Wrap-Up. And what we'd like for you to do is tune in, and we'll ask Coach Pavo the planning behind that and the discussion with the guys and how that all came about. We'll do that Wednesday night. Okay, where's OJ? Where's OJ? I mean, OJ's out. OJ is out. Interesting. I want to start out today by telling you the establishment Republican dream team. I should hold this. I should tease it all morning long. Sorry, I'm trying to eat apples this morning. Isn't October National Apple Month or something? I don't know. But in North Georgia, it is North Georgia Apple Month. But anyhow, the establishment Republican dream team, John Kasich and Charlie Dent, the governor of Ohio and congressman from the 16th district, I think it is, of Pennsylvania. Yeah, they're going to talk themselves into they can win Ohio and Pennsylvania. There you go. That's the establishment Republican dream team. Okay, let me see where I want to go next. What is on the desk? All right, at 9 o'clock, you know, Tom Price is out. He was HHS secretary. He's out. You know, he could have been a congressman. I've been waiting all weekend. Tom Price could have been a congressman. But wait a minute. On NBC, MSNBC, or no, Fox, right? Fox, the travel controversy. Put that picture up, Richie. I marked it travel controversy. On Fox, they were talking, this is, oh yeah. No controversy in the Democrat side, none whatsoever, okay? No wasting of any money whatsoever by Obama, none. No, Obama takes a flight and Michelle takes the other one because they're not speaking. No, Michelle spends how many hundreds and hundreds of thousands on entourage on vacations. No problem there. None. Okay? But HHS Secretary Tom Price is out. Cabinet heads under fire over travel. Scott Pruitt. Let's see, what's Scott Pruitt? EPA, right? Where have we really, where's the Trump administration really been turning around and ending those regulations? Those job-killing, business-killing, economy-killing regulations. EPA, Scott Pruitt. Steve Mnuchin. We'll pass over that one. All right. Ryan Zinke. Let's see, what is Ryan? Interiors, Department of Interiors, right? So that's that's the tree hugger special right there, right? And then Dr. David Skulkin. Now, what is Dr. David Skulkin? Isn't he VA? Right? VA? Is the Trump administration the first time in your, maybe in our life that we remember, or current time that we remember anybody in the VA getting fired? Right? Sweeping changes coming through the VA, promises from Trump. Travel controversy continues. So the healthcare EPA, Finance, Zeke, Interiors, and the VA. Interesting. Interesting. You know, they don't want Trump to succeed, folks. They don't want him to succeed. So let's take that down. Now, all four, we'll talk about this right now in just a second. All four networks, everyone opened with what? Go to, let's do ABC Mayor. It says ABC Mayor. This is the San Juan Mayor. ABC, right? That's what they open with, all right? CBS Mayor, right? See the one that says CBS Mayor? Huh?
Yes, I'm looking for it. Lots of pictures today.
All right, CBS Mayor.
Here it is.
All right. Sorry. CBS Mayor. I have one that's just called Mayor of Puerto Rico. That's Fox News. Mayor of Puerto Rico. All right. That's that one. Do I have any more mayor? Oh,
NBC.
NBC. All right. And this is the one that's getting all the social media attention. There's two of them. They want to know where, you know, if everybody's out of water and there's 95% of the island has no power and there's devastation and people are dying and we're just, you know, Trump's causing people to die and, you know, and everything like that. You know, the one I like those social media the best with this picture, with the beans and everything behind her, is somebody give the lady a box cutter, okay? So she could cut this stuff out and start distributing it. They proved yesterday that she had only been to the command center once. Trump is right again. His tweets, all four channels opened up. The fake news, their hopes, their greatest hopes were yesterday. They absolutely, their hope yesterday was to put up the San Juan tweet 1. They want this to turn in. Such poor leadership ability by the mayor of San Juan and others in Puerto Rico who are not able to get their workers to help. Get off your sorry ass. Now, Trump's, I swear, what's the next one? I wouldn't be surprised if Trump wouldn't have said, they want everything to be done for them when it should be a community effort. 10,000 federal workers now on the island doing a fantastic job. Puerto Rico is a territory, folks. They do. This Puerto Rico right now, it is a tough situation. We don't have time to go into the Jones Act. We don't have time to go into, yes, logistically, the island itself. It got hit by a double hurricane. Irma and Maria, just days apart, double hurricane, and we have gone through extensively in detail, all right, in detail, what's going on in Puerto Rico with the debt. You remember when Ryan restructured, he put a team in place, I forget the name of it, and the governor of Puerto Rico said no, they would not cut any federal salaries or any federal pay at all down there to help work on the debt. They don't want to take care of themselves. They want you to pay the bill. Now, the lady of San Juan, Puerto Rico, that is the mayor, obviously, she was given her talking points. They used her. The corrupt media used her. Go to the Kumo video. Now, wait a minute. Now, this is Irma. But pay attention to this very close, all right? Pay attention very close. This is MSNBC during Irma. Who went down and made an appearance there?
You want Cuomo or do you want Scarborough?
No, one says Cuomo went to on MSNBC.
Andrew Cuomo, gotcha.
So go ahead and play that one. Stay with me. It's just about 2 minutes. There's a couple points here. Go ahead.
At least 3 million people across Florida are still without power. And parts of the Caribbean are in far worse shape. With us now, we've got New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who later today is going to travel to the U.S. Virgin Islands and survey the damage afflicted by Hurricane Irma. And Governor, we were just talking about Americans want to see things get done, and certainly that pertains especially when hurricanes and other natural disasters come their way. Tell us about what you're doing today.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me. I think you're right. Americans like to see things getting done, especially in times of an emergency, right? Put the politics aside, people are in need. And that's what you're seeing in Florida and Texas, southern states, and the U.S. Virgin Islands has really been devastated. I don't know that the TV coverage, frankly, has adequately conveyed the level of damage in the U.S. Virgin Islands, partially because the power was out. But Governor Mapp, who is the governor of the U.S. Virgin Islands, actually happens to be from Brooklyn, New York, originally was an NYPD officer. He called and asked for help. The U.S. Virgin Islands doesn't have the same depth of local government that states do in the United States. So he needs help on the assessment, the liaison with the federal government. He needs security assistance. So I said I would come down, we'll do an assessment. We're bringing an assessment team. We'll find out exactly how best to help, what personnel, what equipment, and then we'll send resources forthwith. But it's been devastating for the Virgin Islands.
Hey, Governor Donnie Deutsch, good to talk to you, my old friend. And by the way, looking very buff there, I might say.
Oh, stop it,
those
Donnie.
guns are looking strong.
Donnie,
let me ask you. Let me ask you a question, obviously, because what you're doing right now is what a leader does, and very presidential. And Democratic Party, big holes there. Nobody running the show there. Nobody running the show.
What you're doing now is very presidential. Now they're talking about the Virgin Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico. He's going to put an assessment team together. He looked very presidential. The Democrats have been setting up every possible way they could, ever since Irma came through Puerto Rico, to see what they could turn into. They wanted to see if they could turn Texas, Florida, or Puerto Rico into Katrina. Now, obviously, the American people, if that would have been Florida, I'm not saying we're not compassionate, but there would have been more interest, okay, in Florida. Sorry to say, not that our government's not helping down there. Texas. But all the Democrats were left with Puerto Rico, all right? This guy looked presidential. Now, Puerto Rico cannot vote, all right? They cannot vote. So and I had it here just a minute ago. I thought I kept it here. Puerto Rico cannot vote. I thought I had it up here a minute ago, folks. And they can vote in presidential primaries. They can hold primaries, okay? They can hold primaries. I think it was 1971 we granted them citizenship. I think it's around early 70s we granted Puerto Rico citizenship, okay? And they can vote in a primary. They can hold a Republican primary, they can hold a Democrat primary, and they can send delegates to those conventions. But they actually have no vote in the presidential election. This is the low, this is how low Democrats will go, okay? Democrats want statehood for Puerto Rico, all right? They want those votes, and they will use this mayor of San Juan to come out and lie, and the media will carry the lie. Now we have Geraldo Rivera. We have, I don't know if you have had an opportunity to listen to the police officer from Puerto Rico that called a radio station. That has gone viral all over the place. There are several mayors from other cities in Puerto Rico that are saying the government is getting things out as fast as they can. Another social media, everybody wants to know where this lady with 95%, with the electricity supposedly 95% out, and the devastation, and people are dying, and they're killing them. Trump is actually killing them. How she found the T-shirt maker, right? Maybe that got, airdropped by Perez, the chair of the DNC, or Cuomo, who was looking very presidential. Now, I only played that for a reason, okay? Is they have been planning, okay? They have been planning every time there's a hurricane. All right. What is the difference? We've gone through it. Texas, okay? Texas, Republican governor. Florida, Republican governor. Puerto Rico, Hillary Clinton supporters. Puerto Rico, San Juan, mayor of San Juan supported Hillary Clinton. Governor supported Hillary Clinton. As Democrat as can be. On purpose. Making sure that the government does not cooperate. They are corrupt. When they continue to say Haiti, okay? When they continue to say Haiti, we know the theft. We know the absolute, when they say the devastation, almost like Haiti, we know the theft that the Clintons and their friends got out of that, of the Haiti funds to help Haiti. So here's one of their other problems. Here's what this mayor from San Juan, Puerto Rico is upset about. Because the way, is it Brock? Is his name Brock? What's his last name? Long?
Yeah, Brock Long.
Yeah. He's a solid guy. That guy's solid. I watched 2 interviews with him yesterday. Because our government under President Trump and Brock Long are not really putting the funds and everything in place for them to steal. It's not available to steal like they thought they would be able to. Trust me. So will the bailout funds, will the hurricane funds and the help for Puerto Rico, will it include a bailout for their debt, and what about statehood? Interesting. What's the other video I sent you, Richie?
San Juan Mayor responds to Trump's Twitter attack.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's listen to her a minute. Let's listen to her lies just a second.
All I want is more supplies,
So you feel speaking out has actually pushed FEMA to bring more?
A lot of mayors are scared of speaking out because they think if they speak out, whatever help they haven't been getting will not get to them.
Let's continue the conversation now with the former Puerto Rican Attorney General Jose Fuentes and CNN political commentator Maria Cardona. She's a Democratic strategist who grew up in Puerto Rico. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, Martin.
Jose, let me start with you. It's 11 days now since the hurricane first came ashore, and officials say that 95% of the island is still without electricity, half the population without running water. How do you think the response is going?
I think the response is going very well. You have to understand what happened here. We get hit by a first storm, not catastrophic, but pretty bad. And then 2 days later, we get hit by a really big storm with unprecedented impact. Never seen before. No water, no electricity, and no communications. We couldn't talk to the people down there. They can't talk amongst themselves. And then for 48 hours, it drenches the island. So nobody expected that this was going to be as bad as it was. In 100 years, we haven't seen anything like this. So it took a while to get up and running. Most of the people that the government of Puerto Rico and FEMA had down there suffered the storm, so they couldn't get out. They couldn't start working, and it took a little bit to get the effort going, through no fault of anyone. So we have to understand that an island in the middle of the ocean, people can't get out like they did in Florida and Houston, drive somewhere else. We can't take trucks in with all the equipment we need, with the cell towers to put them on. Everything has to be either shipped, which is 5 days at best from Florida,
I got
or flown in.
We've gone over a lot of this, Jose. So my question is then, what do you think of the president's response to the mayor's plea for help?
Well, the president has done great. And every mayor I spoke to...
The president's been great.
He's
even
been
saying
great.
the tweets that he criticizes the mayor of San Juan is great.
Well, the mayor of San Juan is a political hack who was in bed with the president. She was singing the praises of the president until her political advisor, Luis Gutierrez from Chicago, got there, brought her the T-shirts, and said, "Hey, you want to run?
Jose, I'm going to interrupt you just for a second because
governor?
I can't hear you.
If she wants to run,
and if I can't hear you, then I can't go back and forth with questions. So until I get this fixed,
Luis
Maria,
Gutierrez,
I'll let you try and get a response, but I try and get.
The former Attorney General of Puerto Rico. The San Juan mayor is a political hack. Now, political hack. The guy at CNN immediately went for the back of his head. Because I'm telling you, I am wearing the same earpiece as the guy at CNN. And I will say this, a lot of times when Richie or Sam talk to me in the control booth in there, I will go like this. Like, what happened is he went like this because his producer was saying, cut him now. Okay?
That was a signal.
That was a signal.
I heard you.
Right, that was a signal. Cut him. Okay? Cut him now. All right? Boom. I can't hear you. I'm telling you, that was the lies. If you have an ounce of belief any longer that this media core, the corporatocracy, fake media, has any interest in bringing you. Now, the sad part is what they did and what they do. Please, I'm begging you in the nicest way, be careful today with the information coming out. Let this information in Vegas, let law enforcement do their job. Let people investigate. Let this information in Vegas settle a little bit before you fall into the media's lies and what they want you to believe, okay? Now, before we leave and go to Monday Morning Quarterback, when we come back, it's Monday morning. I'm going to have Jason Banks, our director of Team FYN Sports, going to call in, get Richie on here. We're going to talk a little high school football, Quad A Region 6 and 3A Region 7 football in North Georgia. And this here, so you know, this here on my desk is one timeline of a story. This is an entire story that I've worked on for over a year. Everything on my desk. One story I've worked on for over a year. Now, before the Judicial Qualifications Commission that oversees the ethics of judges in the state of Georgia, whether you like them, agree or disagree, the investigative panel of the Judicial Qualification Commission met and conducted a preliminary investigation of 4 complaints against Judge Brenda S. Weaver, okay? Chief Judge of the Appalachian Judicial Circuit. This is over a year's worth of work, and when we come back at 9, you're going to want to be here at 9. I'm going to tell you how this document actually gets these names involved in the story. Here are some of the names. It's like we're rolling our stars this morning. Russell Stookey will be in that 9 o'clock hour. Mark Thomason will be in that 9 o'clock hour. Lynn, you have made the 9 o'clock. Come on down. Johnny Scearce will be in that 9 o'clock hour. Judge Roger Bradley will be in that 9 o'clock hour. Alan Duray Green, a.k.a. N-Ray. Okay, he will be in that 9 o'clock hour. B. Alison Sosebee will make it in that report. How did Donna Whitener and Rhonda Thomas get in this story? I'll explain at 9. We're going to take a break. It's time for Monday Morning Quarterback. When we get back, Jason Banks will be with us. Stay with us. Let's talk a little high school football. Take us a break, Richie.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Broken Bull, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing, is locally owned and operated. Our Simply Noel selection is the largest around. We have a great selection of unique clothing and several lines to choose from for men and women. We carry a beautiful variety of handmade jewelry from Blessed Be and others. All kinds of gifts, starting to carry shoes this fall as well. Come visit us on your next trip to Blue Ridge. We can't wait to meet you at Broken Bull, located in downtown Blue Ridge. Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels. Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca, and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge. The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Three, two. Hey, we're back, folks. We're going to spend about 25 minutes. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. Every Monday morning in this beautiful fall weather at 8:30 every Monday morning, we do Monday Morning Quarterback. Monday Morning Quarterback, we talk for high school. I think it's Quad A Region 6 and 3A Region 7. So we start talking some Fannin, Pickens, Ridgeland, Heritage, Lafayette, Northwest Whitfield, Southwest Whitfield. I think I got all of them by memory.
Wow.
I don't know if I got Jason, good morning, our Director of Sports, Team FYN Sports Director, Jason Banks. How you doing this morning, Jason?
Man, I'm doing great.
All right, so you're at the Fannin game. Friday night. Do we have that video?
Yes.
All right, we're going to play this really quick. Jason shot this video, and we'll talk about it right on the other side. Back to me. Hey, Jason. Jason Banks, director of Team FYN Sports. That is a video you shot for Team FYN Sports Friday night there for the Fan and Rebels. That was a major show of patriotism, flags. What was that like in the stadium Friday night?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. First, I got to say, I'm fortunate because I had a parent that called me up to give me a tip. It was supposed to be a big surprise. They didn't want really anyone to know. And parent called me, told me about it. And then when I got there, there's a couple of professional photographers and another parent that were there that we got together and planned where we were going to be to get different angles and good shots of that. And of course, I wanted to make sure that we got the best shot we could there from the 50. But it was awesome. I mean, both sides of the stadium went wild over that. Everybody was fired up. It really was a feeling of unity. It felt pretty good, and no one was on their seat. I mean, I looked around. No one was on their seat for that. You couldn't be.
Well, Jason, but for the Fan and Rebel fans, that was pretty short-lived.
Oh, yeah, I'd say the energy fizzled out.
55-7. Greater Atlanta Christian 55-7. That already puts them down 2 in the region. Fannin has 2 opening region losses already. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Greater Atlanta Christian and Fannin County Friday night.
Greater Atlanta Christian, everyone that I saw touch the football looked like they're D1 talent. I mean, the speed, there's no way that we could match their speed. I'll say Fannin played hard, and even you could see some discouragement coming later in the game, of course, because they knew, like, really, when is this going to end? But I think another coach in the region made a comment about Greater Atlanta and their placement here, and I'd say it's a valid question. People should be wondering, like, how did Greater Atlanta Christian end up in this region? Because they're so good. I don't know if anyone can beat them. I expect that they'll go the distance the rest of the season.
Well, let me ask you a question. You got any injuries?
No. I mean, the guys played hard. From what I saw on the sidelines, I didn't see anybody go down on our side. And even we had some guys that got banged up last week at North Hall that actually played well. So. Well,
let me ask you another question. I mean, I guess because we're going to talk about Union. I think Coach Brian Alison up there in the Union Panthers would have like to have had this, but I guess if you're going to play Greater Atlanta Christian, and you're going to talk about the two top teams, North Hall and Greater Atlanta Christian in that region, I guess the best thing you could hope for is to get out with minimal injuries and have an off week. So Fannin has an off week before they face Dawson in 2 weeks. So Coach has got to be happy about something. At least he came out. Not a lot of guys hurt and has time to work with the kids.
Yeah, and Dawson's a good football team. I've been kind of bragging on them, all season, and I think that Fannin is probably going to upset them. I'm hoping for that. I think Fannon's seen some, they've seen some challenges this season, but Dawson's a beatable team.
Well, Dawson opened up with a win over North Hall 30-7, so they had a win 30-7, and then Friday night they're going to see Union, and as we talked earlier, Union did not come off the field with no injuries against GAC. In fact, the backup quarterback Pearson Alison played, and they lost 62-42. 62. East Hall put up 62 points on the board. Real shootout, 62-42. East Hall over Union. So that front line, I think when Coach Alison told us at the beginning of the year, that front line, wasn't as big and as maybe as strong as last year, and they lost some pretty good sized guys. And especially, you see what it looks like, with Cole Wright out of the game. Anything else, and they face Dawson. They face Dawson Friday night. So they have Dawson Friday night. They're 0-2 in the region, and going up against Dawson, they could be looking at Friday night being 0-3 that fast in the region.
Real quick, guys, 42 points, though, from a sophomore quarterback making his first career start isn't the worst thing ever.
No, it's pretty good.
No. But you got to understand. You got to understand. Sophomore quarterback. He's 100% right. Richie, you're 100% right. But what Alison says is this kid is not cold like he doesn't play. He's played defense. He's been in the game. He's playing football. And last year they were in position several times last year that he took a lot of snaps. Took a whole lot of snaps. So the kid has taken a lot of varsity snaps. Pearson Alison has. And he's also playing on the defensive side, so he doesn't go in cold.
And being the head coach's son, you got to think that he's got it upstairs mentally. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to be scared by the moment or the any kind of pressure. That he's going to be comfortable.
Yeah, I always wrap up head coach's son as you want to ride home. Okay, when your head coach's son, one thing you don't want to hear is, son, I think you need to ride with your mom. So anyhow, all right. I'm sorry, just putting it out there. You know what I mean? Just putting it out there. Yeah, everybody act like they don't know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. So that puts East Hall at 2-0 in Region 7 3A.
Yeah, that puts East Hall 3-0. I mean, that's going to be a good region. Anything else in that region before I move on to 4A? Because I want Richie to talk about that Pickens-Gilmer game down there. Anything else over there in that 3A area with Lumpkin or anybody like that you've looked around, Jason?
I think we need to talk about the fact that Lumpkin's really not that. They're struggling.
0-5, huh?
0-5, yeah. And gave up 42 this week, or they've given up 42 points in the region so far. So that, like, defensively, there's going to be some challenges there. And East Hall's offense, I mentioned earlier, I didn't think anybody would be strong enough to hang with Greater Atlanta Christian, but East Hall's offense is pretty good. So that'll be a good one to watch later this season.
Well, East Hall go ahead. No, Richard, they put 62 up there.
Yeah, and their only loss was to Habersham Central to open the season, in which they scored 55 but gave up 72. Talk about a shootout. It was like a basketball game.
Seriously.
So they can score. I'm looking at their point totals: 55, 59, 60, 45, 42, 62.
Well, we may have to just come to terms that the teams in this region to watch. 3A Region 7 may be North Hall, East Hall, Dawson, and GAC.
Yeah, I wouldn't even include North Hall in that conversation.
Okay, all right, then the top three, Dawson, East Hall, and GAC are the three teams in this to really watch.
Absolutely.
All right. I will just give a quick update. Murphy had no problem with Andrews. Murphy Bulldogs had no problem. I was over there Friday night. They had absolutely no problems with the Andrew Wildcats. I will tell you this. They just can't put it together, Andrews, but they have some athletes. Andrews has some football players, some athletes over there. Just saying.
Are those schools about the same size?
No, Murphy's bigger. Andrews is not as big. No. Murphy's a bigger school, stronger school. Andrews is small, very small. But it is a region game. They had no problem with them whatsoever. Murphy didn't at all. Going to Pickens. Pickens-Gilmer rivalry. Richie, you're up.
Well, where do I begin?
I don't know.
What happened?
Beginning.
What happened, Coach?
Yeah, Coach, what happened? Well, I believe it was 28-0 after the first. Pickens was approaching 50 by the half. By the start of the fourth quarter, obviously the clock was running, and the final, I think, was in the 60s. Yeah, 62-0, right?
Yeah.
So Gilmer's now 0-6, 0-2 in the region. They have given up 320 points on the season and only scored 14. That's not good. Pickens, on the other hand, just looked like, not to be harsh, but it looked like a glorified scrimmage, if you will. Got a lot of guys in. C.J. Stryker played quarterback most of the second half, and then the third guy even got in, the JV guy. And that's tough salt in the wound when Stryker plays. Yes.
Yeah, that's tough salt in the wound when Stryker plays, because RJ down there on the sideline texts me. I'm over in Murphy, and I get a text from RJ. Stryker just ran back a 50-yard punt return, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Jace, I don't know if you're aware of that. C.J. Stryker played for Gilmer all the way up to his freshman year. And last year, they don't like the backwards, but Gilmer had a coach over here, a new coach, Galt. Galt had a team meeting and basically, not quote, but I guess told the freshmen they would not dress, they would not play varsity. And the guy was a freshman, he got up and left. That's my understanding, And so anyhow, that's salt in the wound. Who got the game ball? You don't remember? Don't act like you don't remember. Let's tell the people, who did Chris Parker give that game ball to?
One of the coaches from I'm not sure of his name. I think you know his name, but he was a coach that left.
Garrett Sellers.
Sellers, that's it.
Garrett Sellers. Garrett Sellers, another Bobcat on the Dragon sideline. I mean, you know what? If it's the truth. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, we're telling the truth. Garrett Sellers was going to coach. I'm not going to get into the weeds on that. He was going to coach over here at Gilmer, offensive line coach. Okay, guy's outstanding, natural coach, Walker. I mean, Pickens is like, wow, we can't believe we got this guy. Like, I mean, there was not even no trade negotiations, Jason. It just like,
And that one's not on Coach Wingard, though.
No, that's not on Coach Wingard. No, you're right, Richie. You're right. Coach Wingard had nothing to do with that. That wasn't his call.
Right.
So he goes down. He's a Bobcat his whole life. He goes off, plays at Navy, comes back home, ends up on the Pickens sideline, and Parker gives him the game ball. What else did Parker ask the Pickens Dragons? Let's just put it all out there, Richie. What did he ask them?
He wanted to know how many of them had lost to Gilmer before, and there were not many hands raised.
What a rivalry, folks. It's two things. There's two things to look at here. Pickens is on a roll. They've got a good football program. They've been strong for several years. They're bringing some guys up, really working hard. But the other side is this rivalry is far from over, and it gives Gilmer Bobcats something to shoot for. And those guys out there, they're coming in and meeting the challenge every week. And the challenge is bigger for those guys than anybody else is staying in there and sticking it out.
And that was my main takeaway for Gilmer was, it wasn't pretty, and it hasn't been pretty all year, as the statistics show. And not to beat a dead horse, but you could see the building blocks taking place. Coach Wingard tells us on Tuesday nights all the time about the small victories,
right?
And the idea of sometimes it's just lining up right or getting a big stop. And they made a stop late in the fourth quarter, and the kids got fired up. I mean, they were down 60 points, but it was a small victory, and they won't forget that night.
I'm looking at a 5-year rebuild. Period.
Yeah,
I mean, has to. Around the region, this is Quad A, Region 6, Pickens 1-0, Ridgeland 1-0, Heritage 2-0, Northwest Whitfield 1-1, Southeast Whitfield 1-1, Lafayette 0-2, and Gilmer 0-2. I don't know about Southeast Whitfield, but I will tell you, right now, Ridgeland ran right over Northwest Whitfield. Heritage and Pickens, those are going to be 4 good football games. If you can get out, if you see a Pickens-Heritage matchup, a Ridgeland-Pickens, Northwest Whitfield-Pickens, if you see any of those matchups, you're going to want to go out and check those out if you like high school football, because that is a big region. Anything out there in the high school world, Jason, you picked up over the weekend that you anything in the region 4A or 3A that you want to add in? Any player stats or somebody is standing out in the state?
Not well. We have to jump regions. If you go Quad A, Region 7, Blessed Trinity's got a pretty good quarterback. He's got almost 1,000 yards passing and 7 touchdowns so far this season.
Wow.
And I've been kind of watching White County. That's one of our counties that we cover, and but I got a feeling Blessed Trinity is going to be a team to beat in that region. And then back over Region 6, I don't know what game I'm more excited about watching this season or hearing about if I don't get to go. Heritage Ridgeland or Gilmer Lafayette. I mean.
Hey, you know what? It's funny you went that direction, because Gilmer Lafayette. Lafayette has always been the bottom of that region. Not always, but yes, they have. You hit the nail on the head with that one. Lafayette has always been the last team in that region. Everybody would beat Lafayette. Actually, that is the game that Gilmer needs to work all year for. That's the one they need to work for, is trying to play Lafayette. Yeah, trying to play Lafayette. Win. Huh?
Yep. There's their final win.
Well, that could be their win. That could be their win or second. If they come out and they lose, but they put 3 touchdowns and they put a couple first downs together.
Yep.
I mean, the year to end the year to say, hey, we put 3 first downs together. We got in the end zone 4 times or whatever. And we blocked the kick, whatever. Those could be major things to walk in the locker room, believe it or not, and say, hey, this is what we worked for all year. Strangely enough, you understand, Rick G? You agree?
Absolutely, because if they can just get that offense rolling, it's such a system offense, that triple option. If they can just have some success with it and build some confidence, and maybe that's when it'll come. But once they can get that going, then the program starts to build, and then you start the pipeline.
Well, Pickens has Southeast Whitfield County Friday night. I guess if you're going to look at it, if you're going from Gilmer to any team at all, I guess you want to speed it up a little bit with Southeast Whitfield County. Pickens can play them, but you got to keep in mind, okay? Pickens is not playing a whole lot of seniors on defense. Now, keep that in mind. I mean, they look good against Gilmer, 62, nothing. But on defense, don't forget, this is the team that North Hall pushed all the way to the 4-yard line that night. And North Hall played them to the end like 42-35, right, Richie? And pushed them to the goal line, and it was the last play of the game. That defense can be pushed by Pickens. Pickens has to light up the scoreboard to win some of the bigger games. You agree, Richie?
Yes, but I think they can.
Light up the scoreboard?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for them to possibly be in the mix for a region title. I think they're that good on offense.
Yep, I agree.
We'll see when we get to Heritage. We'll see when we get to Northwest Whitfield. We'll definitely see. I think Tank has the team over there, so I think Tank might have the team. Definitely may have the team. All right.
Max Preps thinks he does too. They're ranked 36th in the state right now. All classes.
Max Prep thinks who has the team?
Tank over there at Ridgeland. Yeah.
All right, where are you going to be? Where are you going to be Friday night? You're going to be over in Dawson is that who they're playing Friday night? Who is Fannin playing?
Fannon's off.
They're off. That's right.
This week. Yep.
Well then,
so we'll have to talk and see where you want me.
We have Pickens at Southeast Whitfield.
I'm trying to figure out where I'm going. I went to Murphy. I enjoyed watching the Bulldogs play. I really did. They did a great job. They're strong. They're a good football team. They're off Friday night. So we got 2 off games Friday night.
So is Gilmer.
Gilmer's off Friday night?
According to what I'm looking at.
Yes.
I guess the only thing we can do is go drinking.
Hey,
No, sorry. No. Jason, guess the rules.
Not Blue Ridge, though.
Pull the handbook out. No, huh?
Drink water.
All right, folks, we're going to find some games we're going to, but tonight at 7 o'clock in Circuit World in Blairsville, Union Panthers playback coach Alison and the players. We're going to talk about that shootout up there in East. Was it East Hall? East Hall, 62-42. Wow, going to be talking about that. Jason, I appreciate it, bud. We'll be talking to you a little later today about what all we got going on this week. I appreciate you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thanks for the video again. Richie, take us a break.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Days Chevrolet in Jasper is dropping the hammer. Over $11,000 off MSRP on new Silverados. Just look what we've done to the price on this new LT Crew Cab. Save over $11,000 and pay just $32,500. And Days Chevy is dropping the hammer in a big way on all new Chevy Malibus. Save over $6,500 and pay just $17,900. The savings are real and they're big at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there. All I do is win.
Hi, I'm Casey McGraw, the General Manager of Schottenkirk Ford. We're going to start doing something here at Schottenkirk that we're really excited about. You may have already noticed our Facebook page, the new edition of the 360-degree videos. This allows the user to control the video in virtual reality and see it from any angle you choose, simply by moving your device or scrolling with your finger or your mouse. At Schottenkirk, we've decided to take this groundbreaking technology and apply it to the car shopping experience. Now, if you're interested in a new truck, a family car, or a brand new convertible Mustang, you can simply log on to our Facebook page or our YouTube page and see it for yourself in full HD 360-degree detail. Or contact one of our sales associates who will send you the link directly. If you like what you see and want to take it for a test drive, simply stop on by and take it for a spin. At Schottenkirk Ford, we're committed to not only keep up with new market technology, but we strive to be innovators, while always keeping your comfort and convenience as our #1 priority. So follow us on Facebook, check out our new 360 VR videos, and let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Let's see. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. It's 9 o'clock. I promised you I'll give you 30 seconds. And I'll give you 30 seconds if you want to call all your friends and say, tune in to fyntv.com right now in the next minute. And we're going to be doing a story. We hope it doesn't last an hour because we don't want to bore you. All right. First of all, for those out there that are taking notes, like on a legal pad, attorneys, get ready. Sharpen your pencil, get ready. Because I think we ought to name this episode, like this is episode 8, Fanning Cartel, episode 8, right? Maybe that's what we should name it. So get ready, because God knows they're going to have their pencils out. These attorneys are going to have their pencils out. They'll be writing stuff down, trying to figure out how to get old BKP here. But anyhow, so we're going to get, how are we going to do this? We're going to get Russell Stookey, Mark Thomason, Lynn Doss, Johnny Scearce, Judge Roger Bradley, Alan Duray Green, a.k.a. N-Ray, B. Alison Sosebee, Donna Whitener, the mayor of Blue Ridge, and Rhonda Thomas in the same segment.
Does this work? Fanning Cartel, Season 1, Episode 8? Just like Netflix, right?
I know you didn't.
Previously on.
Get that off the screen. I can't look. I love it, but get it off. I can't look at it.
Need the recap.
Well, I want to tell you, since you threw that in, have you watched Manhunt on there?
I haven't. How is it?
Oh my God. Oh yeah, Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber.
Who's in it?
I don't know the people. I just know it's Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber. Oh, it's great. Manhunt, Netflix. Okay.
I'll check that out.
All right, now, in front of me, I've been thinking, how do I tie this whole thing together? In front of me for a couple of things here. This news organization, FetchYourNews.com, FYNTV.com, FYN period, is the only, we say this with full confidence, we are the only news network publication that studied this story all the way from the day that Judge Roger Bradley put his picture up, used the racial slur and referred to Alan Duray Green, a.k.a. he didn't refer to him as this. Let me get it wrong. It was told to the judge that Alan Duray Green, a.k.a. N-Ray, goes by that, N-Ray, and the judge continued to tell a story that involved the N-word, okay? So that ended up into the transcript. We are the only ones. There's Alan Duray Green, okay? That's Mr. Green, all right? We are the only news network that from that day, did the total investigation. Total. The AJC, Rhonda Cook, sorry, I don't personally know her. The Times Free Press, is that their name over in Chattanooga? And other networks dropped this. Other news agencies dropped this after they felt it was going anywhere. But from day one, this is the documents from that day, all of these documents. I look at the camera and tell you, I feel strong. Now, they may have departments that they had go through some documents, but I feel strongly that I'm the only one. I have read every document on this desk. There's not a document on this desk that I did not read. Hours and days, every document here. Now, I want to be clear. This is not a whether I like, and I always started this way, not to be negative, because I get attacks from some people. This is not a whether I like Brenda Weaver or not. This is not a whether I like, which is the Appalachian Chief Superior Court Judge in the Appalachian Judicial District, Judge Brenda Weaver. It's got nothing to do with whether I like her or not. It's got nothing to do with whether you think she did something wrong 10 years ago or not. Has nothing to do with it. The issue is at hand, and the truth is what needed to be told, and we did that here. Same goes for B. Alison Sosebee, the District Attorney of the Appalachian Judicial District here, DA. No matter what you think, if she handled a case this way or she handled a case that way, whatever you think of the District Attorney, has nothing to do with this whatsoever, a like or dislike. It has to do with the truth on this subject. Now, we'll start a little bit backwards, okay? Let me pull my pictures up. Let's show the three. I have three here. Where are they at? Yeah, Doss, Mark, and Stookey. Okay. Show that picture. Doss, Mark, and Stookey. There you go. That's Lynn Doss to the far left. Okay. That's Lynn Doss. She is the county attorney for Fannin County Attorney, Lynn Doss. Mark Thomason's in the center there. That is the actual day that he was arrested because of when that's the day he was arrested in Pickens. And to the far right is Russell Stookey. Now, Russell Stookey, he's an attorney, and he seems to surface a lot with certain people. Russell seems to surface around a lot of people. You can see Russell talking to, let's see, I think he is, I have watched his Facebook page because we're going to read something to you. I've watched, this is attorney Russell Stookey. We're going to tie him in. He is a, what do they call that, a common denominator? That's Russell, okay? He's a common player in about every circle. He's the attorney to the stars. You put the blank in there, okay, of who the stars are, all right? So, Mr. Stookey there, I watch his Facebook page when everything took place, and I mean, you would have posts from Angelina Powell. Oh yeah, Angelina Powell, candidate for Blue Ridge City Council. This circle of friends here, okay? Angelina Powell, oh yes, absolutely. And the cartel kingpin, which I will not reveal today. I will hold the cartel kingpin for another episode. Very, very few times the cartel kingpin's ever discussed.
Can we remind everyone what Mark Thomason was actually arrested for, who he is?
Excuse me. I will remind them. Okay? So, anyhow, before the Thomason, Stookey, and Lynn Doss, okay? All right? They put together a judicial qualifications complaint, which was dismissed. In complaint submitted to the Judicial Qualifications Commission herein after JQC by Mark Thomason, creator of the local publication called Fannin Focus, okay, his attorney Russell Stookey, and Fannin County Attorney Lynn Doss, and the Georgia Chapter Society of Professional Journalists. Now, the Georgia Chapter Society of Professional Journalists, supposedly, you remember when Mark subpoenaed the judge's records and we're going to talk about that. He subpoenaed the judge's records. Him and Stookey subpoenaed the judge's records. It's a long story that we don't have time for. And he ended up in jail for these, not maybe for the subpoenas. I don't want to get the story wrong, but anyhow. So they end up there in the Society of Professional Journalists. Oh, they treat Mark like a hero. They treat Mark Thomason from the Fan and Focus like the publisher that had just been harassed and thrown in jail because he's a reporter and he's investigating a judge. And how could we not support this guy? All the people came out. I am alone on this. I was totally alone on this story all the way through from the N-word. I was alone on the majority of this entire story, okay? So, I want to find a quick story here that this won't take long, folks. Won't take long. Just give me a second. Give me a brief second. I want to get this other story up here. So, anyhow, you can find this story on FannonCountyFetcherNews.com. All right, so Fannin attorney Russell Stookey, Fannin County attorney Lynn Doss, which helped along the way. Oh, Lynn was pushing that cart. Oh, Lynn helped push that cart like you would not believe. Lynn Doss did, okay? Judge Weaver is accused of abusing her judicial position of willful misconduct and conduct prejudicial to the administration of justice, bringing her office into dispute. The complaints allege that Judge Weaver acted illegally. To obtain an indictment against Thomason and Stookey, leading to their arrest on a bench warrant. Doss also alleges that Judge Weaver improperly used an order recusing the 3 sitting Superior Court judges in the circuit in which Doss appears as attorney of record. Take a long time to go through the bond hearing. They went through the bond hearing, okay, which is on this table. They went through Judge Weaver's operating account, which is here. I read every single check, went through every single one. Remember, Thomason alleged, that the checks have been cashed. Stookey and Thomason and Doss. Stookey, Thomason, and Doss also made allegations that checks drawn from judges' operating account had been cashed illegally. This is a county attorney now. This is another attorney. They're under the Bar Association. It's supposed to have some kind of ethics thing, right? Supposed to be officers of the court. I don't know. Anyhow. So the county attorney, and an attorney in Towns County, Russell Stookey, and the publisher, Mark Thomason, alleged that the judge's operating account had been cashed illegally. Thomason made allegations when he requested copies of the checks written from the judge from the Pickens County Commission, stating that several banks said the checks were cashed illegally. The banks have denied making such statements upon investigation, and it was shown that the allegations were false. The banks, I don't want to bring a name up, but Ruth Jordan, the banks said this were false. The banks denied it, They denied everything here. They looked at it. They looked at all the checks. They said, we deny they've been cashed illegally. They've been deposited properly. The banks went through and actually sent letters. So, and I know this for a fact because I investigated that. I got every piece of paper. Concerned about potential access to her account information. Now, this is one where I have to stop and show you something, Everybody keeps wondering, why did they put this poor guy in jail and his attorney? Why? He wasn't doing anything but been trying to investigate this judge and her bank account. But why? Concerned about the potential access of her account information, including her Social Security number, Judge Weaver made GBI aware of it. It's all documented. GBI was made aware. Who directed her to the district attorney? District Attorney Alison Sosebee took the matters to the Pickens County Grand Jury after investigation by her office. Right here. I got the whole investigation. Read every paper. The DA took the matter to the Pickens County Grand Jury. The judge testified As did the DA's chief investigator. The grand jury returned a true bill of indictment, charged Thomason and Stookey with offenses of identity fraud, criminal attempt to commit identity fraud, and making false statements on June 24th. Now, Judge Weaver claimed that she was concerned that her Social Security number and other information would be in Thomason's hands. Now, why is that important in the grand scheme of the thing? Well, we got this binder here. Let me see if I can remember this. Put Thomason and Stookey. I like that one because that's where Thomason's grinning like a possum. Now, this whole binder here is dedicated to the state of Georgia versus Mark Thomason. But it's not this case. These are the two guys here that went to jail. These are the two guys. Overnight. They spent a night in jail, man. I think they had bread and water. So this is the state of Georgia versus Mark B. Thomason. And when did this happen? Is it 2012? I don't know. Let's see. Let me go through this whole thing. Just stay with me, folks. This whole binder is committed to one thing that I had this morning. All right. I got it here. Okay, the state of Georgia versus Mark B. Thomason, defendant. The charges were not dropped. They just did not prosecute this because Jeffrey Meeks did not follow through with some things or something like that. On behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, the undersigned B. Alison, Sosebee District. Let's see. May 24th, 2012. Okay, May 24, 2012, did unlawfully take a checkbook, a Social Security card, the property of Jeffrey Meeks, and the value of $500, with the intention of depriving said owner of said property. All right, let's see, here is the statement from Mark's mother. Here's the statement from Mark's ex-wife. That we have all the documents. I wanted to get one more thing for you this morning before we close this page. Here is the police. This is the police incident report. Okay? This is the police incident report from 5/29/2012. Okay? Upon my arrival, I met with Jeffrey Meeks, the complainant. Jeffrey stated that he let Mark Thomason borrow his vehicle while he was at work at Scearce Orchard to haul trash. At 10:30 a.m., Mark returned the vehicle at 10:30 a.m. Mark returned the vehicle at 1 a.m. to Jeffrey's residence. Jeffrey stated when he got in his vehicle that morning, he discovered $350, his checkbook, birth certificate, Social Security card, and several miscellaneous papers were missing. Jeffrey stated that he contacted Mark about the missing items, and Mark told Jeffrey he had the items and would return them. Mark even sent Jeffrey a picture of the items to his cell phone. All right, they printed those out. They're on the file. Okay, Jeffrey stated as of 5/29/12. He has not received the items back and has been able to not contact Mark. All right. That's the incident report. Now, not to just beat that up. Let's see. Concerns about potential access to her account information include Social Security number. Judge Weaver made GBI aware of the issue. Either GBI wasn't made aware of the issue or not, but they say they were. GBI, I understand, who directed her to the district attorney. District attorney, Alison Sosebee, took the matter to the Pickens County Grand Jury. So we can stay on that all morning. Now, I'm getting to everybody else in this, okay, folks? In the conclusion, okay? No evidence, this is the conclusion from the JQC. No evidence has been presented to show any violation of Code of Judicial Ethics by Judge Weaver. Instead, the evidence appears to show a personal dislike for the judge. For instance, now I want you to listen to this. This is what this guy in the red tie said, and there's a reason you want to remember this. This is what this guy posted on the internet. The guy in the red tie, his name would be Russell Stookey. Instead, the dislike for the judge. For instance, Stookey himself stated that he is spreading wild stories which are not true, but it will give them something to be excited about, and I'm feeding the cheese-eating rat bastards as much as I may. He goes on to ask for help in the effort and promises to those who take up his cause that it will be fun. In a representative Facebook posting, Stookey wrote, "The FBI has done a great job." Thank you, Lynn for helping. "The FBI has done a great job, and Mark and I get new evidence every week. If this goes as we think, it will mean there will be job openings from Blue Ridge to LJ. That is not up to me, or who would have, or not up to me, or we would have bodies hanging from the street lights now. If it was up to Russell, we'd have bodies hanging from the street lights." Now this guy, I'm going to tell you who he is. Who he would, if it was up to him, he'd have bodies hanging from the streetlights. You're going to be interested to find out who his other client is. Okay, the JQC has grave concern about the statements and contact by Mr. Stookey in this matter. The FBI did an investigation. The allegations raised by Stookey and Thomason, but found no wrongdoing. FBI has cleared this. FBI has cleared it. The complaints include now this one is the one I really like, okay? The complaints including the Georgia chapter of the Society of Professional Journalists, okay, have attempted to portray Judge Weaver as mounting some kind of attack on freedom of the press. From the JQC's perspective, nothing could be further from the truth. Calling oneself a journalist and reporter should not be a cover for a personal vendetta. I want to stop there for a reason. If you go to fetchernews.com and you click on this story we have today, okay, if you go to fetchernews.com, you could read the entire story that I posted. It's called JQC Dismisses All Claims Against Judge Brenda Weaver. Now go down to the bottom here at the end of the story and click on the highlighted hyperlink there. Read this story. This one's important, okay? This one was published July 4th. I didn't have nothing to do. It was July 4th. What am I doing on the damn 4th of July writing a story like this? Didn't I have anything to do? This was published July 4th, 2016 by me. What is the name of the story? Fan and Focus publisher Mark Thomason arrested. Journalist or vendetta? That's the question mark. I wrote that story in July. Right here in the JQC. Calling oneself a journalist and reporting should not be a cover for pursuing personal vendettas. I wrote that story back in July, months before this came out. I wrote everything on this. Okay, the JQC has long been an advocate for the freedom of press, particularly regarding open courtrooms and fundamental right to the public to have access to actions and records of the court, the integrity of... Let's see. The complaints of Stookey, Thomason, Doss, and the GCSPJ are meritless and without any basis in law or fact. The complaints are nothing more than thinly veiled attempt to enlist the JQC in their fixation upon harming Judge Weaver. The JQC will have no further part in it. All complaints are hereby dismissed. These are all on the website, all 4 pages that you can read. Now, what's that mean? We come back, we're going to spend the next 30 minutes. Who else does Stookey represent? I'd like to have a question. Now, Angelina Powell, let's go to you just a minute. You are a city council candidate for city council. I want to know, has Stookey ever been your attorney? I mean, how did Mark find out about Stookey? Who told Mark Thomason about Stookey? How did Stookey become we'll call him the stars of our show? How did he become the attorney to the stars? Did the kingpin, did the Fannin cartel kingpin introduce Stookey to everybody? Because Angelina Powell's on there wishing Stookey well and kind of stuff like that, you know, writing some stuff on his Facebook page. This goes way back, all right? So just wondering, who else does he represent in Blue Ridge? And is this over with Judge Weaver? And what's it got to do with the N-word and Alan Duray Green? Oh my God, does it ever end? I'll be back right after these messages.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Broken Bull, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing, is locally owned and operated. Our Simply Noel selection is the largest around. We have a great selection of unique clothing and several lines to choose from for men and women. We carry a beautiful variety of handmade jewelry from Blessed Be and others. All kinds of gifts, starting to carry shoes this fall as well. Come visit us on your next trip to Blue Ridge. We can't wait to meet you at Broken Bull, located in downtown Blue Ridge. Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels. Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at artesiansilvergifts. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge. The Tupelo Tea Mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Hey, and we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Okay, now, so the JQC has dismissed the baseless, what they call baseless complaint by Lynn Doss. How's that woman, the county attorney? I'll tell you. Lynn Doss, I don't have time to go back into the N-word. If you will read the article that I wrote on July 4th of 2016, okay, July 4th, 2016, journalist or vendetta, you will see I discredited Stookey, Thomason, I discredited Lynn Doss in this matter, maybe even more. I discredited Alan Duray Green. Anybody and everybody that was in this case, we discredited them here right on the show. We went through everything, okay? Only once. So that being said, let me get to this really. It won't take but a moment. Okay. Antelinum notice, all right? I got to practice saying that. It's more or less a demand. We demand you send us money. So on June 15th, Stookey, put Stookey and Thomason up. Thomason grinning like a possum, man. So this is where I did the show last week. Everybody thinks they're going to get $1 million, all right? So Stookey and Thomason, okay, they want their $1 million. So they get an attorney, Gerald Weber, out of Atlanta, and he is going to go after Alison Sosebee, the district attorney, and he's going to go after Brenda Weaver of the Superior Court judge. And he's going to go after Pickens County Board of Commissioners, because Pickens County is where they were jailed and so forth, and you know. And the introductory, this is their claimants are for Russell Stookey and Mark Thomason, all right? And the case already generated national, this is his summary claim, the case already garnered national attention. It involves breathtaking abuse of power by a judge, a prosecutor, and law enforcement who manipulated the criminal system. I'll tell you what, manipulated the criminal system to wage a personal vendetta, they say vendetta, against the local newspaper publisher and his attorney. Well, the vendetta is flipped back. The vendetta is very deep, and Mark's in it because Judge Bradley, which the N-word happened in, Judge Bradley, he is actually the judge that was judge when Mark got a divorce. He's the judge in Mark's custody case and custody hearings, child support hearings. Brenda Weaver is the judge of question in this case here. So, you know, Mark has some good reasons. We'll just leave it like that. Or what he felt were good reasons. He had what he felt good reasons for vendetta. So it's a vendetta, all right? Factual basis of claims. Mark Thomason is a journalist who runs the Fan and Focus, a newspaper, and reports local news with an emphasis on legal and government reporting, all right? They go through the facts and they start what their claims. That's when you get basis of their claim. Factual basis of the claim they give out. You have to read this. I will put this up. It's 8 pages long. The legal claim, the damages. Now what is interesting here is when they get the legal claim, the basis of their claims has been discredited, all of it. So I don't know how this lawsuit's going to go because everything the FBI looked at, all the checks that they claim were illegally cashed, getting thrown in jail for no reason at all the above has already been refuted, every bit of it. FBI said no wrongdoing. JQC wants nothing to do. They're not removing. Oh, by the way, Brenda Weaver is not being removed by the bench, from the bench. There you go. For all those that were wondering if Brenda Weaver was going to get removed from the bench, no, not happening. The damages. While these two men no longer face baseless criminal prosecution, they continue to suffer the effects of this saga. Both men rely on people in and around the Appalachian judicial system to make a living. They rely on them to make a living. The acts of the government officials named in this letter have damaged their reputations. This is what did it. This is what did it. Whoa. Okay. Which has had a direct impact on both of the men's livelihood. Following the arrest, Thomason saw a significant decline in revenue for the Fan and Focus and eventually had to close the newspaper. The Fan and Focus was a successful business venture when it began in 2014. Its average monthly revenue was approximately $21,000 a month. Folks, are you getting ready you want to go to court and substantiate these lies? In 2015, the average monthly revenue increased to $23,000 prior to the arrest. Wow. 2015, prior to the arrest. The average monthly revenue was approximately $22,000. After Thomason's arrest, revenue for the Focus dropped in an average of $7,500 a month for the remainder of 2016. Well, let me ask you a question, okay? Let's wait till they open the books. If they push this here, let's open the books. Because Blue Ridge Police Chief, now here's an accusation sources say, okay? And one source names themselves on Facebook, period. I'm not going to use their name, but it's on Facebook. Sources say that police chief, before this happened, way before this happened, okay? During election season, all right? During election season. See, they were supposed to take the sheriff down. And chief, you got to understand, they were supposed to take sheriff. This whole thing was, they're supposed to get rid of Brenda Weaver. They're supposed to get rid of Roger Bradley. They were supposed to get rid of Barbara Alison Sosebee, the DA, but that was a little side note they were going to have. But they were also supposed to get rid of Dane Kirby and cause a major political scandal, okay, that would change the election. And who else but Blue Ridge Police Chief Johnny Scearce would be sheriff. Oh yeah, what a cartel, right? So anyhow, sources say Angie Art loaned Mark Thomason money well before this happened. Councilwoman Angie Arp. Sources say that Johnny Scearce paid his print bill. Chief of police right there at Blue Ridge paid the Fan and Focus print bill a couple times. That's publicly written. So I can't wait till they open the books, okay? Open the books. Now, I asked Mr. Stookey. So here's Mr. Stookey. So Mr. Stookey similarly suffered a decline in business revenue following his arrest. Mr. Stookey, a solo practitioner in his law practice, depended wholly upon his reputation. Woo! Bells and whistles went off on that one, right? The negative press coverage generated by this incident had a I can't read that. Negative effect on Mr. Stookey's practice and income. Had an immediate negative effect on Mr. Stookey's practice and income. Further accounts for damages stemmed from emotional distress. Now, Mr. Stookey, the fact, let's see, that why did you do these cases pro bono? And I say cases plural. Because when you were going after Rhonda Stubblefield, this was before you got your ass tossed in jail. Let's go pre-ass in jail, okay? Before the night you got your ass tossed in jail, you were the attorney for Mark Thomason on the Rhonda Stubblefield case, claiming that the court reporter, Rhonda Stubblefield, altered the transcript, which you lost. You lost that case. You lost the transcript case against Rhonda Stubblefield, the court reporter, the transcript case. You lost the complaint decision with the JQC. The FBI has found no wrongdoing. And if your business, Mr. Stookey, relied so heavily your lifestyle, and this hurt so bad, why did you defend, or why did you go after Rhonda Stubblefield pro bono, no charge? Russell Stookey, when I asked why he was defending some of these people, or why he took, he was pro, Mark never paid a dime, he said. They never paid a dime. Did the cartel kingpin pay anything? Mr. Stookey, did the cartel kingpin pay anything? Who's paid you? Because up to this point, I mean, you're doing pro bono work. Why? So, folks, the end of this one is further accounting for damages stemmed from the emotional distress involved in the false arrest and malicious prosecution, and for punitive damage due to the egregiousness of the actions leading to their arrest. Stookey and Thomason's damages exceed $1 million. $1 million. Send a check. Okay, so that's the $1 million, right? That's the $1 million over here. Remember I told you? Alan Duray Green, a.k.a. N. Ray, sent the county, and it died. That one died also. Sent the county a demand for $1 million for the N-word in the courtroom. So I don't know where this one's going to go because there's no basis. Now, how do we get to Russell Stookey, and how does this get Russell? Just I'll tell you what, he can't go along. Let's see. Russell M. Stookey, anti-item notice on behalf of. Well, how did this guy meet Russell Stookey? Johnny Scearce, put Johnny up. There's Johnny Scearce. Johnny Scearce is the chief of police, Blue Ridge City chief of police. And Johnny Scearce allegedly has paid the Fan and Focus print bills. But the Fan and Focus lost all their money because Mark and Stookey got their asses thrown in jail. Interesting. So, do you think Johnny might have known Stookey for quite some time? Now, I wonder, let's see, now I know Angelina Powell, that is, she's running for City Council of Blue Ridge. I know Angelina Powell knows Stookey because she wrote, because I screenshot almost everything Stookey did. Everything he did, I watch all through the N-word case every day. Every day I go there. What's he got there? Chunk, put in a folder. Chunk, put in a folder. Okay? So I know Angelina Powell would write on his page. And I know Angelina Powell knows Johnny real well. And sources tell me, I love the sources, right? They tell me that Johnny is supporting Angelina Powell over Rhonda Thomas. Oh, well, that's hard to figure out, right? But somehow Johnny knows Stookey. They all know Stookey. Okay? So, this is from the desk. Now, you wanted to know how I get Rhonda Thomas and Donna Whitener all the way around this. All the way around this story. When I started, how did they get in this? From the desk of Russell M. Stookey. Anti-item notice on behalf of the Blue Ridge City Police, Johnny Scearce, and Corporal Michael Green, and the Blue Ridge City Police Department. My firm represents, Johnny, you're represented by Stookey. My firm, did you realize that he took such a hit, Johnny, in his reputation, because he said it in the other one he was searching out $1 million. My firm represents the above referenced people and entities. Please allow this correspondence to function as a municipal anti-item notice. You have to give them a notice if you are, if you're going to sue. Mayor Whitener and Council Member Thomas have continually and intentionally interfered with the operations of the Blue Ridge City Police. So, this is the same attorney, Russell M. Stookey. He signed it. Hey, who retained you, Russell? There's Mayor Donna Whitener, okay? And Rhonda Thomas. Show me Rhonda Thomas. There you go. And he wrote all of this here. And let's see. The potential of future harm continues with each inappropriate and illegal act by Whitener and Thomas. We hereby demand Mayor Whitener and Councilmember Thomas cease and desist from making any further threats. These are the two bros that went in the city police and really roughed up Johnny and Green. Can you see Rhonda kicking the door out? Son of a bitch, where are you at? It's in the paperwork. Thelma and Louise went right in there. Cagney and Lacey kicked the door. All right. Potential of cease and desist the making of any further threats, as well as cease and desist from any further efforts to interfere with the operations of the Blue Ridge City Police Department. Okay. The undersigned requests the opportunity to discuss the urgent and important matter with appropriate Blue Ridge City personnel and earliest opportunity. Now, it's interesting because, the ante-litem notice amount of money damages. Consistent with the requirement, we note the amount of damages associated with these claims on date, claims to the date are $1 million. As such, the extent Section 5E requires the designation of monetary damages to constitute an offer of compromise. The amount of $1 million is hereby designated as such. Stookey wants $1 million. Alan Green, he didn't represent Alan Green. I don't think he did. But Alan Duray Green, he won $1 million. Okay? Thomason and Stookey, they won $1 million from Brenda Weaver. Now Stookey wants $1 million from the city of Blue Ridge for Johnny, Scearce, and Green. Really? So this is the same attorney that would have them hanging from the streets? Really? This is the same attorney that continued to say or fabricate maybe stories every day concerning the FBI? This is the same attorney? This is the same attorney that did not. This is the same attorney. Show me a picture of Russell Stookey. Give me Lynn Doss, Russell Stookey, and Mark Thomason. Lynn Doss should not be county attorney one more day. She should cease and desist. Stan Helton should remove her as county attorney. She worked with the FBI to get checks. She helped Mark Thomason according to interviews. According to former chairman Bill Simons, I have all the audios. I played all the audios for you. I played them for us here. I've listened to all of them. Okay? Lynn Doss helped move this along. Because you remember, I told you in the beginning of the N-word case, that's where this starts. I won't say I was her first phone call, but I think I was her first phone call. Mark, you know what? You got lucky. You took the bait, Mark. You took the bait when she called. Because she called me. And I thought to myself, I better process this for a minute. Okay? And then when Lynn Doss said to me on the phone, when I said, Miss Doss, she called me back or something an hour later or something and said, what are you going to do? And I said, I really got to process this. I got to take time to figure out what really happened. I just won't want to go out there and say, Judge Bradley said the N-word. It's not okay. I'm not okay with it, but I want to be careful with this thing. Well, Roger Bradley, if he was on fire, I'd throw a bucket of gasoline. Now, to this day, I'll sit on a stand in the courtroom and tell you that Lynn Doss, county attorney, that's who your county attorney is. She told me to this day if Roger Bradley was on fire, Judge Bradley was on fire, she'd throw a bucket of gasoline on him. I even wrote it in my story. If you read it, you will read the quote. Okay? So that's Lynn Doss, and she participated all the way through. All right? Mark Thomason took the bait. He thought it was his way to launch his paper, get even with Judge Bradley, get even with Dane Kirby, because he had maybe Johnny Scearce saying, this could be your big break, Mark, if we could find something on Dane Kirby, the sheriff. So the vendetta got bigger because, right here we have all of his child support paperwork, all right? And then Stookey. I don't know. Stookey is the attorney to the stars. Now, I do know he knows the Fannin cartel kingpin. I do know he knows Fannin cartel kingpin. I know he knows him because I have actually witnessed Stookey and the Fannin cartel kingpin at the same time talking. But I can't bring the kingpin names up. Oh, that kingpin, that's a dangerous move. I tell you what, you think I got nerve? Well, you can't bring the kingpin name up because that's a dangerous move. So everything's been thrown out. Nobody wants to hear their story, and they're waiting for $1 million. But somehow Johnny Scearce, chief of police of Blue Ridge, finds Stookey to file their notice to the city about their $1 million claim. They find Stookey, right? Which, he has a great reputation with what he said on Facebook and here. All right, hanging from the streetlights. If it was up to them, they'd be hanging from the streetlights, Russell told everybody. So that's that, right? And where is that going to go? But I'm just going to share with you. This is a quote I wrote. This is a quote that I wrote on July 4th, 2016. If someone starts a fire, takes pictures, calls for the fire truck, follows the fire truck to the scene, asks what happened, writes the story, does that make them a journalist or an arsonist? BKP. Mark Thomason is no journalist. So if you start the fire, call in the fire, start it, call it in, follow the truck out, take the pictures, report it. Are you a journalist or an arsonist? I think all of them are arsonists. I wrote that. You need to check this story out, all the details. Hey, Judge Weaver's not being removed from the bench, period, over, right? Donna and Rhonda, they're up against Stookey, but his credibility and all of his stuff, maybe let's see what happens there, right? And Johnny, come on, Johnny. Maybe you can pay a little more attention to the citation books and keeping the numbers in order. Or if somebody's selling alcohol in your city under 21, maybe you could do that. I don't know. The list goes on. And by the way, Angelina, how do you know Stookey? Has he ever represented you? I don't know. Just check it. Stookey, the attorney to the stars of Fannin County, also Blue Ridge. I'm your host, BKP. Take a break. Don't leave. The show's not over. We come back and we'll have a final minute or two. I want to tell you something, all right?
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Alison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, LJ, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today. Hey, we're back. A couple things I want to go over before we leave. Don't you love with the president's tax plan right now, the media and some of the establishment Republicans, it has to be revenue neutral. Now it has to be revenue neutral. Okay. You know, the reality is Ronald Reagan tried to cut the size of government. He's the last president, folks, that really made a serious attempt trying to cut the size of government. Okay, so adding to the deficit. Do you realize all the Sunday shows this Sunday morning were adding to the deficit, adding to the deficit? Everybody's a deficit hawk this week. The tax plan, deficit hawk. Okay, they don't. Not one brought up that the GDP is 3.1. 3.1 rounded up to a full 3.1 GDP last quarter for President Trump, something that Obama didn't accomplish in 8 years. But, okay, revenue neutral, that one I enjoy. Tax reform, it has to be revenue neutral. How about making it revenue neutral? Folks, we will not grow ourselves out of the debt, period. We will not. We will not grow ourselves. If we had a 4.2, 5% growth, we can't grow out of the debt. I agree with the tax cut, but you can't have tax cuts without anything else. You got to cut the size of government. The reason, let me tell you the code word, okay? One of the reasons with the Puerto Rico and one of the reasons with the takedown on the taxes, HHS Secretary, the media has to try to kill Trump's bump in the polls. Trump has a bump in the polls, and every time he gets a little bump, they have to work overtime to push that back down to where it's at. Now, Trump, they went through the states, okay? They went through the states and did polling. Let me give you a code word, okay? They continue to say Trump's voters, like the Alabama voters, Roy Moore's voters. Who were Roy Moore's voters? Uneducated. They went through Alabama and they determined how many did not have a college degree. They went through Alabama and figured out how many white people voted for Roy Moore. They went through Alabama and figured out how many uneducated white without a college degree voted mail the works for Roy Moore. Code word, every time you hear without a college degree, AKA undoctrinated, okay? You are not doctrinated. That's your final step, okay? The doctrination through the higher levels of education in these state institutions is your final step for the progressives to send you out into the world. That they do not want changed. They want to keep going their direction. Republicans are not intended to win. An outsider like Trump cannot win. If Trump wins as an outsider, just come along lately, didn't even become mayor. He didn't even become mayor of the local Mayberry, okay, town. He just went straight to President Pass Go and did not collect $200. So they can't have that happen. We know that. But guess what? Every time undoctrinated, not documented, damn it, that's something else. Doctrinated, undoctrinated is what people that voted for Trump without a college degree. It's 10 o'clock. I got one more thing I wanted to make sure I got to before we left. NBC, red states benefit. They went after this. NBC, Chuck Todd, red states benefit and blue states get punished. The state tax deduction, if that goes. Remember Eric Cantor, Roy Moore takedown? They went after Roy Moore all weekend. They did the takedown on him. And here's some Republicans put that up. Richie, let's close with that. These are GOP Senate seats up in 2018. Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, Nebraska, Wyoming, Utah, Nevada, Arizona, and Texas. Red states with senators up for re-election that may make up more. I think it's going to be Trump 2.0. You're going to start seeing some real draining of the swamp. Trump is swamp drain prep. We might get some real Trump swamp training. Say that 3 times fast. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be back tomorrow morning. I'm running a little late. Take us out, Richie.